And coming up next is our closing segment for today, and that is Real Estate Today. This will be conducted by real estate broker, beautiful Mrs. Sujata Avasti of Provincial Real Estate and Keller Williams, located in McLean, Virginia. Today her guest is Mr. James Mcdonald, who is the president of JM Architects. Today they lay emphasis on from the drawing board to the dream house.
Good morning to yet again another edition of Real Estate Today. I'm Sujata Avasti with Provincial Real Estate and Keller Williams in McLean, and with me I have
James Mcdonald with James Mcdonald Associate Architects.
James was with us last week as well, and we talked about how to customize a house, and today we are going to talk about why we need an architect versus those builders who have 5 plans and they are upscale builders, but they have pre-packaged houses they offer you. So I'm curious about, when I have a client who's going to build, if I should let them go with those builders without giving an architect a chance to totally customize your house, which is a better approach. So let's talk about that with James today.
Well, I think a lot of that question comes up to the buyer themselves. Do they have the inclination or the desire to have their dream home, or are they just buying the home for the next 5 years?
Right.
If they want to have their dream home, then bringing an architect in really offers that customization, that ability to really define where they're going to live. The production homes, however upscale, is designed for the market and the market only. So if you have specific wishes, whims, desires, looks in how you want to live versus how everybody else lives, or what is flashy and will sell as far as maybe a model home, then that's one way to go. But if you want to design the home for the way you and your family live, then going to an architect is really the only way. Sometimes an architect will partner up with builders to give you that customization.
Right.
I do that with several builders, and I also work with people directly looking for their custom home. One of the other issues is not every house will fit on every lot.
That is very true.
Which, especially on an infill or a new lot, new construction condition, there have been many homes that the grading provides difficulty, the lot dimensions provide difficulty, the allowable square footage or the building height, all are requirements that I need to meet while also meeting the homeowner's design needs and criteria. So as an architect, I'm going to sit down and listen to everything they say, and then we'll start sketching and creating those ideas, designing that home for that lot, for that client, with their requirements, their look style. Whether it's a Tuscan home in Arlington,
Yeah.
or a contemporary home in Arlington or McLean, I'm, as the architect, not designing my home. My home's going to be the way I look for but what I'm taking is their wishes and bringing in some of the market demand. So when resale comes into play, they won't be too far down the road, at least without me saying this is for you, not for the market, which is something I'll do in the process.
I have a question that just came to me. Do you have like those 5 designs that you sell also? Like if they have a lot where one of those houses can fit, do you have those pre-designed standard houses or do you like to sit down with people and listen to them and design their custom home? I don't know if architects do that. I know builders offer you different floor plans, limited number of course, but you can choose from. Do architects do that too?
Well, some architects have a catalog of homes, which again is you selecting the home that comes closest to your requirements as possible. I don't at this point. I'm working with homes from a blank piece of paper, from everybody's ideas, taking their wishes and their desires.
Well, I see your signs all over Georgetown Pike and McLean Great Falls areas. So, and you are doing a beautiful job. I just want to stop and admire the facades of homes I see over
Well,
there.
we have gotten some great recognition from both the projects under construction and the finished projects. In 2013, we won 3 custom home awards from the
Congratulations.
Maryland National Capitol Building Industry.
Wow.
And we also won 5 awards with the Northern Virginia Building Industry Association has a annual event called the Gala Awards, in which
That is
we
great.
participate in every year, and it's judged by industry professionals. So, people who are out there marketing and selling and building homes are judging the homes for quality of design, quality of
Congratulations.
construction.
Yeah,
So we're very
great.
proud of that. Something we try and get recognition that way every year, but
course.
some are more successful than
Right,
others.
right.
And it all really comes down to the client.
Right.
A client that has some idea what they want helps, but that back and forth between the client and the architect,
Right.
developing the plans, and we have a process in our office that it really happens very quickly. We're not sitting with us, James Mcdonald Associate Architects, for months and months designing the plans. We're generally working within 3 to 4 weeks as
Right.
far as beginning of the process to the
I
end
can
of the
vouch
design.
for that, yes.
And that's holding the client's hand through that design process,
Right.
generating the idea, and listening to the client as well.
And if in the middle of the construction they want to change something, like I wanted to redesign a bathroom or change something on the facade, how do you feel about that?
Well, there's 2 things. Some things we're doing nowadays is we're actually doing 3-dimensional models of the home on the computer to help the client in advance, but that's never going to stop something in the field that not every client, and I'm saying that has the ability to look at a design on the
Right.
on a 2-dimensional
No,
drawing.
not everybody.
And so, or ideas change as
Right.
we get into the field.
Right.
The better we can handle it on paper is less expensive, but in that field, we're always there during the construction process, making sure that the builder's building it correctly. We have structural engineers that are, confirming that the concrete and the wood are all being put
Right.
in place as
And the
required.
client has to be able to afford the changes.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And then the changes in the field, we've met at the field and discussed the changes,
Right.
what works best for the new idea, what doesn't work as good. And then once we resolve that, you were back
So
to
it
building.
works out for the person who has this dream and they're trying to build their dream house. It helps them to tweak it a little bit, make a little change. James is very patient with those changes, but from the beginning, if the design is right and you feel like you have done a good job and he has done a good job, it's a very interesting process. I really enjoyed, and my clients have enjoyed working with you, and it's always very pleasant experience. So James, tell us about the process, where to begin, what is the timeline, how do you help people concentrate on what they need to do and not just talk about everything in their life?
Well, we'll start with an initial meeting in which, sort of a get-to-know-you basis, which I'm looking for with the client, listening to the client most of that meeting. We'll start with the charrette process, rolling out some trace paper and start shredding the design direction. And usually within an hour and a half or 2 hours, we really have a lot of information and have a good direction for the design. Then we will go back to the office and create all those pretty drawings. The floor plans, the front and rear elevation, how the house is going to look, come back in a couple weeks with a beautiful presentation.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. You keep saying we. How many? You have a lot of
I
people?
have an office of 8 people, a lot.
Wow.
My wife works with me.
She's an architect.
She's
as
an architect as well,
Yes.
and everybody's got a lot of experience, and really, it's a team effort in our office.
Right.
And so when you're not
That
just
helps a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. When a client makes a call, they get somebody. The questions get answered very quickly. then once we sort of get that initial design presentation, that's when we really get into the meat again, where we'll bring out the trace paper, we'll do more sketching, make adjustments to the plan, and then I'll go back to the office and we will again make those adjustments and changes in the plans, the elevations, and we'll stay in that process till we're, the client is very comfortable with the design.
Until they smile.
Until they're smiling, yes, yes. At that point, I like to try and introduce some builders, have some discussions with builders at the design process, because we can find out where we are cost-wise as well.
Right.
Some initial selections, general selections as far as wood, stone, and those elements.
Yeah, that's very important. I mean, you can design your dream home, and if you cannot afford it, it's no good.
My goal is to design a home that's going to get built. And this process really allows almost 95% of our homes to actually get built, which is a pretty high percentage.
Yeah, it is.
And then once we have that builder on board, then we start the technical process, the working drawings, where again we're doing the dimensions, the noting, the drawings, all the aspects, the construction, and then it goes in for permit. That construction drawing process is about 6 weeks. And then we have everything ready for the county, everything ready for the builder. So everything goes into the county. That's where it slows down. County's not as fast as we like. It's generally probably a 6 to 8 week process.
But that's builder's job to pull the permits.
It is the builder's job to pull the permit, but we're there.
You have done your work by then, and you are standing by your design. And if county comes back with something that is not, in their view, is not perfect, you are there to fix that.
County is always reviewing the process, and they'll always come back with a couple questions or comments.
Like the septic field, or the proximity to the house, or the setback issues.
Yes, yes.
Property line.
From septic to setbacks to having having cut
height
sheets.
Of the house.
Height of the house.
System,
yes, all the things the county works with. That's a 6 to 8 week process to get that approved. And then you're off into construction. And we've already selected the builder, you're already under contract then with the builder, and then you're there for the construction process. The architect's role during the construction process is to be the homeowner's advocate. I'm there for the homeowner, making sure the builder's doing what he's been hired to do. As far as
and you're not gone after you have sold your design. You are not like
I'm not gone. We're a phone call away, and we have general
That's good to
specific
know.
meetings away.
Right.
We have a philosophy in our office that a project under construction is the highest priority in the office, because some of the homeowners paying a builder to be building that home.
It can be nerve-wracking for the client to, once the construction starts and you are seeing the house go up, and then there are lots of questions about the design, or if we are doing the right thing.
It's a potentially daunting premise for a homeowner, but that's what the architect's there. We're the professionals. We do this on a daily basis. We're used to working with the builders, both good builders and bad builders, the ones that ask good questions, the ones who build what they want to build, and being there for the homeowner to control that.
Well, there you have all the information. If you have been thinking of building, or this has been your dream, but you are too scared to get into it because you have heard your friends say that I will never build a house again after building one house. Maybe they didn't work with the right people, or maybe something happened in their personal experience that we don't know about. But now you are more educated about the building process, and next week I'm looking forward to seeing you all again, and we will bring some more real estate information, relevant information in this new year for you to utilize in your real estate needs. I'm Sujata Avasti signing off for today, and
I'm James McDonald with James McDonald Associate Architects, and thank you very much.
Thank you, James. Good to have you here.
Thank you.